Hey, it's the right Rican, and uh, you know, I read these stories, and I'm always reading stuff. I don't know what to talk. Sometimes I'm not sure what people want to hear about, but I think this is a story this story that's going on with this trans stuff is highly underreported in the sense that the left used to call for tolerance. It's like, oh, you got to tolerate this. You don't have to like it, but you should tolerate it. And it's changed from, they'll still say tolerance, but tolerance has changed. They've changed the definition of tolerance basically to acceptance. So you have to accept everything that they're selling you. And that's what's going on with this whole trans issue. Um, it used to be that they said it was a mental disorder. Now, granted, I want to say they said they used to, back in the day, they used to say the same thing about homosexuality. But this is different. This is um you're supposed to see a psychologist for this. And my problem with when it comes to this issue is with children. Okay, this is although I will show you an article about the Biden administration threatening Texas, because I think I understand that Texas and Governor Abbott, they're coming from a place of they want to protect children. I get it. But there has to be a balance also between um, government overreach and um, what we're going to do in society. And with this issue here, I I said I agree. I think it's child abuse to allow children who still look. Children, they don't know who they are yet. Teenagers, yeah, you could, I've I've heard people when they're older go, yeah, I knew since I was a child. Okay, that's good, but people change, and that's why I have against this whole thing that, oh, we have to give children puberty blockers, chop off breasts, um, all this stuff in the name of acceptance. If my daughter ever came out as trans, you know, I I wouldn't love her any less. But I would tell her, you have to wait till you're 18 to make those major decisions. You want to do that stuff, you could wait. Okay. I'm not gonna allow my child to chemically castrate themselves, because that's the whole thing. If they change their mind, guess what? They're screwed. They can't reverse it. Okay. So whether they transition at 10 or whether they transition at 20, the only thing that's going to different will be the puberty blockers. And like I said, uh, a child does not know who they are. They're in this sense, it's becoming a trend. It's trendy now to be transsexual. And like I said, my daughter came out, I'd be perfectly fine with it. I'm just not going to put her on puberty blockers. She could dress as a boy or whatever. I'm, you know, I'm not, but I'm not going to encourage chemical castration or physical mutilation. I'm not going to be okay with. She wants to, if she would want to bind her breasts or anything like that, I'm okay with that. So here's the article I was talking about. Because the Biden administration threatens Texas as Governor Abbott calls pro-trans procedures for minor child abuse. And like I said, I understand what he's talking about. Um, that he wants to call it child abuse, and I get it. I think it is. I think honestly, like I said, children, they're still trying to find themselves in this crazy world. And when the world's allowing this sort of confusion, of course, like I said, it's trendy. These kids are going to see, there's studies that show, in particular, it's very dangerous with girls. That's why I brought up my own daughter. And it's very scary because girls tend to do these things in groups. So I mean, there was a study that showed if one of the cohort of girls, if they decide to say that they're trans, that group, a lot of the other girls are going to follow suit and say they're trans. Um, I mean, there was fads like, you had cutting. That was when I was growing up. You had girls doing cutting. It was a lot of girls that, a bunch of girls together. They were all doing the same thing, and so this is very dangerous when it comes to saying that, oh, it's okay, we have to accept it. No, we could tolerate it, we don't have to accept it. And especially as children, I will not accept it. I will accept it when you're an adult and you can make that decision for yourself. That's fine. But what I always say when it comes to this trans issue, as a parent, I will love you, but I also have to protect you from yourself. There's no but with my love. I'm going to love you, I'm going to support you, but that's one where I have to protect you from yourself as a parent. And I have to tell you, look, if I when you put we put you on puberty blockers, you're gonna that's what's gonna end up happening is you're when you're older and you want to have kids, you're not gonna be able to have kids. And it works for both, you know, um anyone transitioning. If you put a transition young and you put them on puberty blockers, that's it, you're chemically castrating them. So something where you could decide it later on in life. If you want to do that, then go right ahead and do it. You have what was it? I think, like, I remember Blair White talking about how um um how she got sperm frozen because there was something that she was doing that was gonna um basically chemically castrate her. So she froze sperm so like that she could have kids. And same thing, with that's why I said that's why you can't do this as children. You're basically making it irreversible for them, where they can't detransition when they're older and they have all the therapy. And but you got to be careful which therapist you put these, because there's going to be therapists and doctors that are, instead of just going, it's not about making it difficult, but it's not about making it super easy either, because you want to make sure that this is the right decision for that person. And that's what's going on here. And one of the reasons why um, in Texas they're trying to pass this law is to give parents um, who don't want to do it also um, standing. Because what's going on across the country is, here's another story. Judges across the country have denied custody to parents who refuse to give children transgender medical treatments, and that's what's going on. Um, Activists are training judges on transgenderism, and some judges are using their new knowledge to justify revoking child custody from parents who hesitate to put their children through a medical gender transition. Abigail Schreier wrote in the New York Post. One Arizona judge took to judicial training sessions on transgenderism before revoking custody from two parents who did not agree that their 15-year-old biologically female child was a boy. The training included 5 talks by activists over 2 years, but did not incorporate any talks from doctors who were skeptical of rapid gender transitions or individuals who regretted and attempted to reverse the medical gender transition. So that's the whole thing. That's the stuff that they don't talk about. There's doctors who are against this. There's um, there's trans detransitioners who advocate against allowing children to transition, because, like I said, it's it's not something where it's just, oh, it's okay, we'll let them do it. And I mean, here's a tweet from someone: I literally had a mastectomy at 16 years old within months of first seeing therapist about my possible gender dysphoria, but just sweep us under the rug. And that's the whole thing. There's plenty of people who detransition. um, but they don't talk about it. You're not allowed to talk about the detransitioning. Me, so when it comes to detransitioning, I mean, there's studies that show it. It goes here, look, here's the reasons for detransitioning. 70% realized that their gender dysphoria was related to other issues. If you see a lot of these, with a lot of these issues, when it comes to, like, like this, when it comes to transgenderism, when it comes to sexual abuse and all that stuff, it's a cycle. You have people who, let's say, were molested. You have people who were raped as children, and in turn, like, like, if you see, like, look, people are gonna hate this. I'm just gonna say, like, pedophilia. If you see someone who's a pedophile, they usually were abused as children themselves. So this is nothing new, that there'd be other issues related to transitioning. It goes here, the reasoning for detransitioning: transition didn't help with my dysphoria, which go into that category there too. It goes here, found alternatives to deal with my dysphoria, unhappy with the social changes, change in political views, discrimination, blah. Okay, well, discrimination is all the way in the bottom. So as Americans, we're really accepting of this. We're really tolerant of this stuff. I want to say, a lot of people want to push the acceptance, and we've accepted it to a point, but now you're trying to push it on children, and that's where you're going to get the pushback, because a lot of parents don't want to deal with, don't want, um, like I said, I don't want my child to be medically scarred for life. Because what's going to happen is, if she gets a mastectomy, guess what? It's at 15, 16, and then when she gets older, if she detransitions, now she's going to have to get breast implants, or, like I said, you chemically castrate them pre-pubescence, and then now if they want to have children, they're going to have to, they're forced to adopt. They won't be able to have their own children. And that's the danger in allowing this, and I'll say it's a fad, to accept it as mainstream medicine, because that's what it is. It's just radical gender ideology run amok, and these people that just want to, these postmodernists that just want to see things different, just for the point, just to see the system burn, basically. And that's what's going on. So, let me know what you guys think. This is love to hear your opinions in the comment section or on social media. Let me know what you guys think. Am I wrong? Or is there anything else that you guys would like to add when it comes to this stuff? And that's it. I'm the Ray Rican. You can follow me YouTube or Rumble, preferably both. And you can interact with me on social media. Um, you name it, I have it, except Truth Social, which is still having issues with getting new people signed on the board. I'm on the waiting list. Anyways, with that being said, have a great weekend, everyone.